I don't get to put my snap filter on and get my super tan.
Well, if you see some flick, what did he say?
I don't get to put my snap filter on and be
Yeah,
potato face and my lovely tan, the way it gives me this beautiful tan when I put on my Snapchat filters.
yeah. But you can't
Mhm.
let that keep you down because you tried and it didn't happen. We can't change it, man. You
This
have
is
to
it.
be
Technology.
happy
I'm not going to fight
anyway.
it. I'm not going to
We
fight it.
need a good, positive vibe here
I'm
now.
going to put you on top of this box, though. I'm going to
Everything
put
is
you on top of
great,
the box.
man. You should enjoy it. It's Friday, feeling good. Can
I'm
only get
happy I
better.
went camping. I'm
Yeah,
happy I went camping.
tell me about camping, and I'm gonna be a bit rude and post this link at the same time.
All right, you work away.
Yeah.
So camping this week was Wednesday. I learned this from a guy called Alistair Humphreys. He was on Vimeo. He was posting videos on Vimeo when Vimeo was a thing and when YouTube wasn't a thing. But Alistair Humphreys used to take off on his bicycle with his tent and go off into a field or up onto the edge of a hill and camp for the night. He wouldn't even bring a tent some nights. He's just sleep in the sleeping bag on the side of the hill, get onto his bike, cycle home, get up for work the next morning, get home for work. And I thought this is such a novel idea, like why don't I do this? Why don't I try camping during the week? You always think camping is for the weekend or a particular day, or you have to be organized. You have to be organized to camp. One of the things that camping does is make you organized. That's kind of the way I look at it. But I get bored with my house, my mortgage. Um, I just get bored, and the only thing that gives me like a feeling of a holiday when I'm not taking a holiday is a camping session. So when I get to take a camping session, I get a real holiday. I get a reset. It's a full reset. You know, that's the only
Yeah.
way I can explain it. When I went on holidays in March this year for the first time since COVID, since the pandemic, um, I didn't need to camp for like months after I went on holidays. So it really is a holiday for me. So that's the way I look at camping. It's a 1 day holiday, but it feels like you've been away for 3 days. And when you come home, your pillow, on your bed, you have your pillows. Well, when you've been camping on something that's flat and hard, when you come home, your pillow has 17 different. Um, oh, look, there's Jay. There's free Jay. Hey, I
He
see. Hang
doesn't
on.
know
Put on
who
my Snapchat
Megan's is.
filter. He does so. He does now. There's my Snapchat filter. That's free Jay. Living the dream. Hope you're well, my friend. He doesn't know Smiggins.
That's what you're calling yourself. That's the
What did I call
title.
myself the last time? What did I call myself the last time?
I don't know, but I can guess what it rhymed with.
Hang on, hang on. Let's have a look. What can I rename myself?
I have absolutely
Let me have a
no
look at the
idea.
last video. Where is that last video? Oh, there it is. Oh, yeah, it was. It was Owen Smiggins. It
Oh,
was.
okay. Is that
Hey,
your
hello,
new
hello,
alter
hello,
ego?
Israel. Le Israel, 12 points. That's 12 points for
Yeah. No,
Israel.
I love. Okay, this is gonna be controversial, weird enough, but I love Israel actually. And one of the guys is Jay Freeman that I know
Yeah.
that lives there, and so I see a lot of stuff from Israel, and I just love the place.
Well, I love Jay. We
Yeah.
had we had some tussles back in the day, and I love him to bits. I think the feeling's mutual. We did some good in the world.
Yeah, I've done some collaborations with Jay too.
Okay, what sort of
Yes.
work? What sort of
No, just stupid videos, actually. I think we can both gladly admit that it was just for fun, stupid stuff.
It's got to be for fun.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Who else is? I was thinking that I'm going to see some old friends tonight.
Yeah.
What else? What else did we have on the
But
list?
oh, right. I have a ton of stuff. So
You have a
just
list.
tell me if you run out of stuff, because I'm gonna try something here now, and I just realized this because I brought home a stupid iPhone. I mean, maybe they're great. I don't really.
iPhones ruined the internet. As soon as the
Yeah.
iPhone came about, it allowed imbeciles to use the internet. It made it too easy. You used to have to plug in cables.
See how am I
28.
gonna do this?
20, oh, you've disappeared.
Yeah, but it should. No, I can't do it. I had to
Flying.
see
You're like
my.
Peter Pan. You're like Peter Pan.
It's
Oh,
an
right. Okay.
iPhone.
The phone. Okay. Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. I actually have no. I'm not gonna be able to do it, but it has this 3D facial capture thing, and I
Yes.
thought I could do it showing it you on the monitor, which I can do, but then I don't know how to record it at the same time because I'm
Okay.
stupid.
Well, the technology has so many layers now. I mean, like years ago, we were just talking about modems and the internet. Like years ago, you had 28.8 modems and 8,900 baud modems, and for one picture to download, you'd sit there and you go, click, and you'd wait, or you could right-click pictures and do save as, and they'd all start saving. You'd have to save pictures and then go back and actually look at pictures later on. And then we got 28.8 modems and 56.
Yeah,
modems.
I remember
Was that the end? That was the end, wasn't it? 56 modems. 56.
Yeah, it was something before 28, I think, too, but that was short-lived. It was for like the BBS stuff. And then 28 was the first for internet. And then you had the images coming down. And you were searching like Samantha Fox.
Yeah.
Are they going to show the boobs, or is this tricking me?
I was saying it to somebody the other day that the internet grew on.
We're being called leftists. Are we?
This is my left hand, my right hand.
They
both
am
work
I
together.
flickering now?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's just my own screen. Yeah, okay. Okay, everyone, tell me if I'm flickering the video. Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you. You had your left hand and your right hand.
I was just reminiscing about the internet.
Yeah.
So I don't know where we were. We're at this juncture where it's like there's now an audience, whereas the last time there was no audience.
No, but there's always an audience in my head.
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I grew up watching David Letterman. He was like my idol. I really liked his kind of sarcastic humor, but he was also kind of friendly. He was just, I don't know why, but sometimes I felt like it would be so fun just be behind the scenes on that show. I never wanted to be on it or something like that, but behind the scenes just to see how it worked.
Yeah, it was a good show. It was interesting. The 90s were good.
You need to energize up,
Well,
Smiggins.
I'm just thinking about things. I'm just thinking about technology and
Okay,
stuff like that. You know,
then I'm gonna bring up
I've got
some
some
talking
interesting.
points.
I've got some interesting screensaver going on here in the background. I'll read you a piece of it if you want. No, maybe I shouldn't.
No, you
Um,
should close all that down and concentrate.
yeah. I'll tell you what we were going to talk about. We were going to
Yeah,
talk about boring stuff like ISO, um, cameras and equipment. Where did we leave off the last day? What was the end?
McGrand says that we had thousands of views on the recording.
Okay.
I don't think that's true, but maybe.
Hmm. Hello, MC Grant.
Oh, is it MC Grand? I've always said McGrand.
I know there was so many different usernames he had. He had like seven, like
Yeah,
at
I
least
remember
that's the
Archangel was
tan.
one.
Oh yeah, Archangel. Yeah.
Yeah. But since I thought it was McGrand, I did like some McDonald's videos referring to him.
One door closes, another door opens. This is the thing. We keep on staring back at the door that has closed.
Yeah, we shouldn't talk about Live League too much, maybe.
No,
We
we
shouldn't
should.
even.
It's not. I always get that feeling. We can never bring it back.
Yeah.
You can never
No, that's
resuscitate it.
true. But I feel that's true about everything. I mean, every game I play, there are always players now. Oh, it was so much better 5 years ago. Whatever it is, everyone says it was so much. No, it was. I mean, it was an era. It was new, and everything worked, and it was great. But then people changed. That's the problem because it was a social thing.
Yeah,
So I think,
it's
yeah, I
like the
think it's
kayaking.
half of it is just people change. So you can't
Mm.
get it back. It's not only because of the moderators sucking or they changed everything to try and make it better and made it worse. Maybe some of it is. I don't know. But it's constantly on everything that people think it was better 5 years ago.
Yeah, bring back Ogrish.
Yeah, yeah. When I started out, that was everything everyone said.
I'm still putting away camping stuff. I went camping. I already said I went camping, didn't I? Was that before we started the stream or
No, you
after?
did.
It
You
was, yeah.
did tell about
You're
it.
in the
Yeah.
room. I gotta focus. Yeah, I gotta focus.
Well, I
I've been
have
working.
news too. I have news too. One
Yeah,
big news is that I trimmed my beard and I look like a freaking deformed baby now without my beard.
they shaved my beard off on Vikings. They shaved it all off. I had this huge
Oh,
beard. I had it
that's
down here.
really cool. Could you mention? I don't know how much you're allowed to talk about it. Maybe everything, but you recently was on a party for the Viking crew, right?
My life changed. So I was kayaking, just to kind of go full circle on what we were
Yeah.
saying. Um, got a kayak. Who was that guy that kayaked? And Shark Lord was his name, right? So I'm on Live League 2010, 2012, looking for a new hobby. And I see Shark Lord, and he's out on his kayak every day catching fish. And I was like, oh, I want to be I want a kayak. I want to get a kayak. So I went out and I got a kayak and I started doing crazy things. And then I got a wooden kayak and I started doing crazier things, big missions, a lot of training. I broke onto this lake and I wanted to row around Ireland. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do 1,000 kilometers around Ireland in 72 days. But I can't get the time off. I can't take the time off. I can't take a holiday. I can't afford to do it. So I broke onto this lake that's maybe 20 minutes from my house. it's a power lake, so they use it for powering electricity. So you're not supposed to be on the lake, but it's like 12 kilometers in length. So one day I went down there with my kayak, and this guy said, "No, you're not allowed on this lake." And he was like a policeman. He had 12 different reasons why I shouldn't be on the lake. And at this stage, I'm coming off the lake, if you can imagine. I'm carrying my boat out of the lake, and he's telling me, you can't be here. And he had 12 reasons why I shouldn't be there, and I had 13 reasons why I should. And eventually he said, right, you need to go over to these people across the road and introduce yourself, and they'll let you on the lake. And that's when I started kayaking. But just to go full circle with where we were saying, you grow out of things. I've grown out of kayaking. I learned a lot from it. I did my thousand kilometers, but I did them on the inland lakes in Ireland, you know. But I can't get on a kayak anymore. It's not the same buzz. I don't know. I've seen people flip over when I've brought them out. I've seen them flip over and scared the life out of me, because all you're thinking about is their family and their kids, and they're upside down in the boat like this, and the boat's going like this in the water. Anyway, kayaking. What was the other point I was making before I said kayak? Do we even know? Oh no.
Yeah.
I need a whiteboard marker. Where's there a whiteboard marker?
We were talking about the Vikings party.
So this is it. This is it. Thank you so much. Yes. Oh,
It's a long way to Tipperary. Isn't
oh, man,
Tipperary in
it's
Ireland?
a long way. Yeah, I shouldn't have had this. But anyway. So cut a long story short, some people that worked on Vikings, I got introduced to hanging out in the mountains. And this guy put my name down for the rowing team that rowed the boats on the Vikings TV series. He never admitted it to me until last year. I never knew who put my name forward. I just got this phone call out of the blue that said, would you like to come down and try out for rowing these big Viking longboats? Like 10, 12 people on the boats rowing. Big 18-foot wooden oars. Proper boats. And he told me at Christmas, he said it was a year. I put your name down, and it was a year before we got you onto Vikings. So there was a team of guys who rowed for 10 years in this TV series. And anytime one of them was sick, I would get called up. And that's how it worked. So I wasn't there all the time. I got like 3 days. I was really afraid of missing work the whole time. But eventually I got really into it, and my life changed. Life changed considerably after Vikings. It was like you're waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 3:30 in the morning to get ready to go to set. You go to set, get changed into your clothes, into the clothes. The day that I went for my first costume fitting, it was the first time I'd smiled in a long time. When I came out, I caught myself in a mirror. There was a mirror, and I caught myself like this, going like this. I was just smiling from ear to ear. I was like, "Holy shit, this is crazy!" You know? Anyway, really nice group of people. It was like being in school. You know when you know the jokes that you'd have in school. Somebody else was in charge, so you could just let your guard down. All you had to do was grow a beard and row a boat, and it was like being a stuntman, but you weren't a stuntman. Some of the stuff was really complicated. All the oars had to be in sync. Every single oar had to go up and down into the water.
Yeah, and I just have to jump in and say, freaking Vikings, that's an awesome show too. And I'm not just saying that. That's actually one of the few I watch and think is freaking up there. probably
Yeah,
like top 5 TV shows. So
it's
I mean, it's a
really
pretty
well made.
big deal being on a TV show,
It was a big
whatever,
deal.
but it's a good TV show too.
Yeah,
That must add some extra salt to it.
it's so interesting being behind the scenes, seeing how something's made. Like that's just one part of it. Um, but for me, it was rowing. It was just really about rowing. The energy you'd use. Some of this stuff that I really didn't do working in IT. Um, I never had these experiences. Growing a beard was quite an interesting experience, and now I'm kind of addicted to it. I love the beard, you know.
You don't need it. You should leave it to guys like me. That I mean, the priority of the beard is to hide a stupid face.
Yeah, I have a
That's
stupid
why I
face.
hate why I trimmed it. I need back.
I know, yeah. They made me into a stunt monk the last day I was one of the last times I was filming, and they shaved the whole thing off. I had this huge beard, and they shaved the whole thing off. And you could see my face. Like one side was smiling, the other side was like, "Oh my god, what have they done?" You know, like I'd gotten used to the beard. I'd gotten used to it.
I'm gonna use this to explain why I'm drinking actually beer, but I'm drinking from straw, which is so trashy. But
It
it's
really is.
because of my
You need a
mustache.
glass.
Yeah, but have you ever experienced getting your mustache stuck in that thingy on the beer can?
That's why they made glasses. They,
Yeah, yeah, I know,
you
but
know,
straw
that's what
works better.
why they made glasses.
Also, they say it's
I
better
saw the
for
messages,
some.
by the way. Two people just wrote messages there.
Yeah, and
It
Steve is
sounded
here.
like
Smoked
fun.
Steve. I've told you before. Smoked
Yeah,
Steve
hi,
has
Smoke
this
Steve.
international pub. It's gonna be
I've
on
yeah,
tonight. Usually it's on
okay.
Saturdays. So if he has a link, I'm gonna put it in the description or something. It's a great show. Some of them are
I've
also
watched it. I've watched
live
it.
leakers. I know
I've,
I
I've,
shouldn't talk about
I've
live leaks. It's not that
that's
fun for new viewers, I guess.
how did
But
we
still,
meet? I mean, like some
yeah, I know.
some of these people. If we
Drink.
met any of them, it's like Travis. You know, Travis, I think, is subscribed to my YouTube, and it's like,
Yeah.
me and
Yeah, and
Travis.
I have a few of those friends from over there on Facebook, and now I don't even remember their
The
own
connection.
nicknames. Yeah,
Mm,
because I know their real names now, and
yeah,
so it gets mixed and yeah, whatever.
you can't erase the past at all. It changes.
No, it's very easy. Just drink more.
I learned so much from
You can't erase
edit.
the future. Well, maybe you
You
can
know,
too. Just drink more.
you can just speed it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, that's Vikings. This is a piece of Vikings. So,
Yeah, I think we
um,
should get back to Vikings another day because
yeah,
there's a lot to cover there. I've seen a lot of photos,
I think we've
and I
covered it.
don't. Yeah, for now at least. And again, I do have notes, and for real, I do have reading glasses, but they're like lady reading glasses.
I'm with you. My mother
They
gave me a
cost
pair
like
of reading glasses.
70 cents. Can you see that?
Nice.
70
Slick.
cents.
Yeah, slick.
Ooh. And you have to find the right. Yeah. What the hell did I? Oh, I have another news that I didn't write down. But yeah, the big news was about my beard, of course,
Why did you trim your beard?
because it's scraggly. So it's very annoying. I wish I had a more fuller beard. And I was thinking, I said to Pia, my wife, I should either shave it now or wait till after Christmas. It will look good on Christmas, probably. But it's not going to look good for like 1.5 months, that in
Yeah.
between period.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this was like the first step of shaving it. Maybe I'll shave off more. I don't know, but I hate it
You do
now.
have to trim a beard as it grows. It you do.
Yeah,
Like some of these pieces, whenever we would get the call for filming, you would have to let I would start to let all this stuff grow all up here. And normally in work or when you're working, you have to look somewhat clean. I looked like a homeless person. I used to go into my normal job and I looked like a homeless person. And
yeah, that
how do you
was
explain
kind
this?
of the thing for me. It was starting to get that way, and also I kind of dress like a hobo, so which is fine because I work in tech. So it's like, oh, he's either very bad at his job or pretty good, so he doesn't care. But the combination of looking like a hobo in the face and the clothes is not good. You
Yeah,
kind of have to choose.
true.
So
But
if you at least look like you've taken care of it, then it says something about, I don't know, discipline or trying, or I don't know.
yeah, I know, been there, done that.
Yeah, but I
Yeah,
don't need to wear a suit and tie at least, so that's good.
well, you do sometimes. You've got to wear them to weddings and stuff like this, don't you? There's not many
Me,
weddings
no.
on. All right, I'm gonna look at our list. I
No,
do
I
need to go
never.
to the bathroom.
Yeah, no, I have some talking points,
Can I
but
let
I
you to the
didn't even
bathroom?
get to my. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Just hang on 1 second.
yeah. I'm not gonna go ahead and tell my second story anyway. I didn't. I never got to it, and that is that I got the part-time job doing what I'm doing now with motion capture. So that was pretty awesome. But I'm doing it right now as part of being a student, and I'm gonna graduate. What is it? 18th of November, if I graduate. I have this last. You have a fancy name for it. In Sweden, it's called examensarbete. It's like a doctorate, but it's just a vocational school, so it's what was it? A search? No, I don't remember the name. She's in the other room, Jay. Yeah, she's in the other room.
Fell over here. That's nice. Right, I'm back.
Yeah, I just told everyone the other awesome news, and you're never gonna find out.
I've been watching your tutorials. They're actually quite good. It's kind of like you hear your business personality in your tutorials.
Yeah, that is about how much business I get. I try to be myself, but also because I watch a ton of tutorials, I want to keep it more to the point. At least in the beginning, I think you can talk about other stuff and elaborate, but put it at the end. Because when I watch a tutorial, I want to focus and follow step by step, just get it done, and then I
Okay,
want to
yeah, yeah,
understand
yeah.
what I did. They can elaborate later. So when they start elaborating when I'm halfway through, it kind of messes with my focus. But I guess people are different. But yeah, I'm
No,
doing
you're right.
them.
It's a good discipline, yeah, to do it that way. I understand now, yeah. But you can hear it. You can hear it coming across in that respect.
Yeah, but they still get too long. I'm gonna because I want to do them quick and dirty, like get to the result as quick as possible, and then maybe have like another video explaining it or elaborating. I'm just trying it out. trying it out because again, I'm watching a lot of tutorials for work, and especially since a lot of the softwares I work with professionally with some leaders of that business, nobody knows how to freaking do anything. It's so new. So yeah, you just want to get it working, and then you can analyze the bugs and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Damn, that got boring very fast. Sorry.
No, that wasn't boring. It isn't boring. It's what's happening for you is this technology. It's this edge of this technology.
No, I bored
It's
myself.
moving on to what's next and what's next.
Where the hell did I write down all my awesome notes?
Look at my shelf. It's so shit. I like these. See these little boxes? These are like IKEA shoe boxes. It's like scarves, hats, rain gear,
And meatballs.
knives, and stuff like that. Electronics.
Oh, I have to say, no, I shouldn't go into.
I slept for 5.5 hours last night. What were you gonna say?
No, I'm gonna jump to another. We were talking about burns, getting burns from fire.
Yeah, we're both
But that's not
on the
that
same.
fun.
We're both on the same. Well, if you had stories,
We had the same experience that, and we don't know if it's true, but if you get a burn, you should put it in like ice water until it stops hurting. Then you won't get the blister.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
because if you put it down and you take it out again, yeah, and the burn comes back, that feeling, you should put it back down in the water.
Again.
Yeah, until you can take it out without hurting, and it's weird.
And it'll stop blisters. Yeah, I think if you had some burning stories, like where you've set fire to yourself, I have two, at least. This is how you get good at making fires when you're camping: is you set fire to yourself or burn yourself. But you must, for you to learn that, Duke, you've got to have some experiences. Like what? So tell me, tell me one of these burning experiences.
Yeah, well, I can tell you I think it wasn't really, it got close, but it was, we have this, or had, I don't know if we have anymore, mandatory military training in Sweden. When you're like a late teen, I was 18 and turned 19 when I was in there. And we were sleeping in this tent in the winter or pre-winter. It was really cold. So we have this fire in the middle of the tent. Or no, this was without the tent. Yeah, just a windshield kind of thing. But we did have a fire. So I put my boots up to the fire. It was really cool. My feet were cold. And then I fall asleep. And then I woke up because my feet were burning. The boots were, and this is heavy duty military boots. They were really hot. So I had to throw them off, and yeah, I got it working. So I didn't really get burned. What the hell? It's been a lot of times where I have burned myself, but it's usually boring stuff like in the oven and stuff like that. But still, I don't want blisters on my fingers because I've had them and they're really in the way, and it takes a lot of time to get rid of them.
Yeah, I know it is, and there's some burns that
Oh, random goon is here. I just need to do a shout out.
Hello,
Goonmeister.
I'm gonna grab another Guinness. Just be 1 second.
Okay.
I'll just be.
Well, that's it. That's a good timing actually, because then I am hoping that Random Goon will have a session tonight on his show where he, well, usually on Fridays you play music on your guitars and you can request stuff, and it's on Twitch. And if you post the link in the chat, that would be awesome.
Yeah, can you send me that as well?
Yeah.
I have the Smoke Steve room.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he might not like me being on there because I request a lot of weird music, but he plays it beautifully. Oh, that's a Guinness.
One thing about cans.
You can't drink a lot of Guinness because it's like a full meal, one of them.
You can drink 4. 4 is okay. 4 won't hurt you. So one thing about Guinness, cans of Guinness, is you can't leave them outside. When they're in the can, they're fresh. It's like a pint of milk. You know, when you get a pint of milk in the shop, you don't leave it outside for 3 weeks and think it's going to be fine when I open it. And so one of the things with Guinness is you have to buy it fresh, just like a pint of milk. Almost drink it that day, or it's not the same. It's not the same Guinness. And it needs to be chilled and then poured all in one go into the can.
I've actually been to Ireland in my life, and I have to say I prefer. And I got it on tap as it should be, and it took like 2 minutes for them to pour one. But I actually have to say I preferred Murphy's. Is that sacrilegious?
No, it's not sacrilegious. There's a bit of a big head on this one, but it's probably because there was already a beer in there. You should have a dry glass so that the bubbles attach to the side of the glass. Sure. But this was a wet glass, but anyway. So Guinness, you could get a Guinness in one place, a Guinness in another place. They now have cool Guinness. It's dependent on the length of the pipe. So if the pipe has to go a long way to the tap, it's an awful Guinness. If it's just a short run, so if you have a small pub, a country pub, you'll have a small run from the keg to the beer pub, much better Guinness. So,
but you didn't mention. Have you tried Murphy's?
No, never, not once.
Okay. Yeah. I also like Kilkenny, which is like the lighter.
It's the blonde beer. It's a blonde beer, right? Kilkenny, yeah. Put the head on this thing. This thing, you could stand on this.
Yeah, you should be able to put a coin on it, and it shouldn't go down.
See, you know it's not ready yet. It still needs a bit. 10 more seconds.
Oh, by the way, I can pick up a coin with a forklift because I took a forklift license where you drive this freaking huge machines that can lift like tons of stuff, and I can pick up a coin with it. So it's a pretty nifty bar trick. But the thing is, what you do is you
push down on one side of it.
No, you root down on the middle of the coin, and then you pull back, and it's gonna flip backwards on top. But it's very hard to get one of those trucks into a bar to show off. Yeah. Should I go back to the notes? Stupid thing is, I think I wrote.
See, you start adding alcohol to the live streams, it becomes something else.
No, then it becomes super awesome. Was that what you said? Yeah, but I have stuff that I don't really want to talk about now. They're like serious good ideas.
Yeah, we'll talk about them.
No.
I'll tell you if they're shit or not.
Yeah, but now I hype them, so they're gonna sound like stupid ideas, even though they're awesome. But we were also loosely talking about, but it seems so dumb now, lenses for video. But we've been
We were
more
going to
like
talk about
talking
50
about,
mil lenses. It was just a 50 mil lens we were going to talk about.
yeah,
I have one here. And the reason they're important is they're. Let me show you a party trick. Okay, hang on.
yeah, I can see myself backing in, like beep, beep, beep. This is just gonna take 10 minutes to set up. And you have to bear with me 10 minutes afterwards. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I was finished. I just went, there's a 50 mil.
No, no, yeah.
It's to do with the amount of glass. So there's two things with a 50 mil. A 50 mil will give you a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you look at a photo that's taken, or when you're looking through the camera, what you see is kind of what your eyes can see. So if I can see something a meter away, it's going to
Yeah.
look, and that's why architects like a 50 mil lens, is because you get the correct size when you look at something. Whatever distance you stand away from something, it will give you the perspective size. The other thing about a 50 mil lens is there's very little glass because it's very thin, and less glass means more light. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the way I see it. And more light means really shitty old cameras can kind of take a good photograph. And this is a really shitty old photograph. Can we put up my PayPal right now? Do you remember you said you were going to put up my PayPal? I need a new camera. I'm joking.
I'm gonna try and show a thing. Because it's interesting, because now I'm rendering this stuff, and I think because in 3D you also have to fake a camera, and it's become pretty good at that, and then you choose lenses. I think I used actually a 35 millimeter. It could have been a 50 for this shot. That's rendering now. This is just, render preview, low quality. So it actually looks nicer, and it's a camera moving backwards. There's a guy standing on this ledge doing stuff. Anyway, and I tried with a 200 millimeter lens for a really nice close-up. But the thing is with 3D that you want it to look realistic, or at least I do, for these kinds of shots. And even with real video, when you go as high as 200 millimeters, it looks like a green screen effect, because everything so narrow, and the guy is standing in focus, really focused, and everything else is far away back and really blurry. So it has, and probably studio lights, because I would use them at least to make him look good, or her. So it's not, I didn't like it at all for 3D, because it just looked like, oh, you added a 3D character on top of some stock footage that's really blurry. It just defeats the purpose. So, but I still think like 85 millimeters and down is okay. And I'm gonna try to use more 50 millimeter when I can.
Yeah, I mean, people call focal length now bokeh. This is the new
No,
word.
but bokeh is a lighting thing that happens depending on how many.
I hear people talking about out of focus.
Yeah, but on the shutter you have like this a few. What's they're called? They're like
aperture. No.
No. The like the door. in Star Trek closing, like
Yeah.
that will affect the bokeh lighting effect. How many of those? Okay, I could go into it,
Well,
but
I,
it
I
sounds
learned
kind
I
of
learned I learned on film years ago,
yeah,
1990s. I had my first SLR. I think I still have it up there, an MZ50, which was a film camera, and I always set it on auto. I never really messed around with manual or aperture control. I used to always set it on auto. But the one thing I did do back then was change the film types. So I'd buy 800 ISOs, black and whites, 1600 ISOs, and I learned a lot. If you were in a very shadowy room and it was raining outside, so it was very limited light, you could use
yeah,
an eight. You
that's
could use an
hard.
800. You could use an 800 film. But I
Yeah,
learned the ISO this way.
yeah, and the
Um,
Carl Zeiss is actually great at lower light places. The optics from Carl Zeiss,
hmm. Well,
but
one of the other
it's
things I learned
expensive.
was if you're 1 meter away from the camera,
Yeah,
it's much easier to. So the cameras are set for 1 meter, 3 meters, 5 meters, infinity. That's the way I look at it.
yeah,
If if you're within 1 meter of the camera, the photographs and the quality of photographs are will be much easier to produce than if you're within a half a meter of the subject.
yeah,
And the same if you're 3 meters away, you set the distance as 3 meters away, the you'll be much more capable of taking that photograph and getting it realistic. Same with 5 meters away. But people who work inside those realms, you get a very creative image. But I think those rules still exist. It's
yeah.
1 meter, 5 meters, or sorry, 1, 3, 5 meters. You know, it's these.
But that's usually a problem with at least 1 meters because I usually walk back into a wall or something. I can't get the camera back enough. That's
Yeah, with a
usually the
50 mil.
problem
With a
with
50 mil. Yeah.
pretty much everything except the GoPro. But with the GoPro, you get the fisheye effect eventually, or it's not.
Mm,
You don't have any focus because of it being so
yeah.
wide. So it takes away a lot of. No, you can't yawn. Say,
I'm gonna yawn. I'm gonna yawn.
no,
It's been a
no.
long week.
Drink an espresso, you never yawn. And I
Sloppy.
have to say, yeah, cheers, man. I have to jump in here to our comments. You can do book in post anyhow. Yeah, but you can. You can do like aerobatic,
Digitizing.
no, chromatic aberration and all stuffs, all kinds of that stuff in post, but it's fake, and you can tell when it's fake.
Mm.
If you do it, even in
Well,
3D,
look at the
even
new
in 3D,
iPhones. Look at iPhone 13, iPhone 14.
yeah,
It's
because
amazing. I
it's
mean,
depth dependent how it
they're using
actually
LiDAR.
looks. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they're
if you
using
do it,
LiDAR
if you
to
do it, yeah, yeah,
tell them if
exactly.
the
No,
photo
no,
is.
or just that you. I mean, in 3D, you don't have you know the depth, how far away something is, and when you're shooting with a real camera, the camera creates the book automatically and chromatic aberration. So that's what you're trying to simulate in 3D world. But if you do it when you're rendering, then you have that depth information. If you do it post,
Mm,
then you don't have it. It's just
yeah.
2D images. So it's faking it and it's doing a pretty good job. It could
Mm.
look good enough, but it's fake. It doesn't have the all that data. Now you can kind of fake that to depth, but yeah, it's getting
Have you
more
seen some
interesting.
of the stuff they're doing on the iPhones? Where I was just researching this recently, not researching it, but kind of reading up on the function of.
iPhone.
I've seen the iPhone do some quite interesting stuff with a fixed lens, where
Yeah.
it produces a bokeh effect, a very effective bokeh effect,
I
or
think
what we
we're
call bokeh
using
or
different
focus.
terms when talking about
Well, okay.
bokeh.
Well, let's say focus, out of focus, right?
Yeah,
Blurring, not and sharpness. Okay.
yeah,
And what I understand now of the iPhones, say from the 13 on, is they're using a lidar sensor on the front of the phone to find out how far away things are. So if say if I've tapped on me for the focus point, it's using lidar to find out how far away the background is, and it's blurring the background.
yeah.
It's absolutely, it's really good, really. But realistically, if you remove this software layer, um, it would all be in focus. So they're doing it. They're producing this effect with a fixed lens with no moving parts on it. It's quite
Yeah.
interesting.
I think we should actually bring in some of the comments here. I find this all interesting and fun to talk.
I have
But
a Canon 350C, and when I got a ring flash, I was using it all the time in the studio. Canon 350C. Yeah, the
I have
ring flash.
no experience with that camera or a ring flash, but I can
Ring
imagine.
flash.
I mean,
Ring flash is like around the whole camera lens.
yeah, I think a lot of influencers and YouTubers and stuff use it with good result actually, and it's been used forever in like
It gives you that. It gives you like a dot in your eye or a circle
yeah.
around the iris of your eye.
Actually, there is a theory that the best lighting you can get most that make you look good is have strong light that's
Above you.
directed upwards. Yeah, so it will reflect on the ceiling
Yeah.
and then
When
get
I did
down.
weddings, I would
Yeah,
have a flash gun on the top of the camera, and I'd shoot it up. I'd do the photographs. Say you'd have a set, the whole family, the friends, everyone would come into this section. You'd take these photographs of them. I would throw light up onto the ceiling and come down. I think
yeah,
if you remove people's natural shadows here,
yeah,
anybody who I would take a photograph of, if they went like this when I take their photograph,
yeah,
I'd know they were afraid of the camera because of the results they'd gotten before. Because people would be blowing flash at them like this, removing all these natural shadows. So the light that goes up and comes down, your best look. I used to say this to people. Say your best look is when you're in a hotel lift, and when you're in the lift and you look at yourself in the smoky mirror and you go, yeah, that's me. Or you're in a nice hotel and you have these downlights and you look at yourself and you go, yeah, that's me. And
it's
but
weird,
it is.
man. Because
It's
yeah, I have
the light comes
in the
down from
in the
above.
elevator here.
Yeah. And you could
There's
have
a
a smoky
mirror.
mirror. Smoky mirrors are just like,
No,
oh,
there's a
you
mirror, and the lighting is really weird, but I look fucking great in that mirror. So every morning I take the elevator down just because then I
yeah.
get, yeah, I look
Positive
awesome
feeling.
today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I look like shit when I
I
was
used to say
brushing my
to
teeth, but now obviously I look great.
I used to say to men, well, there was this one particular guy when I was taking his photo, when I was doing his wedding, and I said to him, I saw him like this all the time in the first few photographs, and I said to him, I said, listen, when you meet somebody for the first time, you never meet them like this. You never introduce yourself like this. You'll always introduce, as a man, you'll always introduce yourself with your head. You'll tip your head a little bit forward, and when you meet somebody, and I always say that's engaging the camera. You drop your forehead,
Yeah,
and that allows you to engage the camera, gets the correct shadows and whatever. But this one guy, he was so afraid of his photograph. After a couple of weeks after his wedding, he came up to me and said, "Thank you. That made such a difference to me." He was looking at his photos, just going, "Yeah, that is me. That is me."
Yeah, but that's really cool. You really want to give them what they want, and everyone, it can be hard because like this is my best side or whatever, and it's hard to know because you see them differently, but everyone knows what
Hang
they
on.
like about themselves.
Is this
You're
my
gonna
good side, or is this my good side? And what was that
repeat.
last message we just missed? There's another one.
Yeah, yeah. I think
You know,
no,
part of the
no, no.
music.
That wasn't what I was gonna. I
Not
was
going back
gonna.
to Apple for this. No, no, don't go to Apple at all. That's like crazy
No,
horse.
yeah. That's just more bucks for the bang. Uh,
Go.
Now I have to say something in defense of
Yeah.
Apple. I hate Apple, but again, I brought home a Apple phone from work just so I could do some
Just to
tech stuff.
torture yourself.
No, no, they have some awesome apps, and also everyone is talking about the iPhone 14 having
13,
this
14,
awesome.
very good. Yeah.
No, no, 14, this awesome camera that's just it's like a system camera for like what 2K euro, and you get it for the price of an iPhone. So
Hmm.
it's supposed to be
So
awesome.
the 13 Pro and the 14, both the same
Okay.
in a lot of levels.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I hate everything Mac and iPhone,
Well,
but
look, it,
mostly because Macintosh computers, Macintosh is it still called that? Well, anyway, Apple computers they used
I
to
like that
be just
Macintosh.
yeah the best for music and graphics, but then they got on par with PC, or PC got up on par with them, and then PC is just I mean, it's not bad
It's
with
versatile.
Apple computers, but you're gonna have to pay a lot more for the same bang.
Well, you look at a laptop, for instance, a Lenovo X1 Carbon, right? When it came out, it was the guts of 4,000 euros.
Yeah,
Um, what an amazing laptop, right? I mean, it beats the crap out of everything standing. You turn it on today, you have it on all day. It weighs like a few grams, and then tomorrow you turn it on, you still haven't plugged it in, it's still working, but the sound out of it, out of this, say the X1 Carbon, you Apple's have it locked down to a degree. There's not the same versatility that you have. I'm selling my BMP CC4K.
yeah. I had to bring this up because I actually
Well, don't
we
sell
got
it.
to
Just send it to me or send it to.
yeah because I've tried
He obviously doesn't need it.
the Black Magic cameras. They are
Ah,
awesome. They're
what BM? Black
kind
Magic.
of like the red cameras. The also,
Hmm.
I mean, the red cameras that used for film. I mean, preferably for film. Yeah, if you're really doing Hollywood, you want the ARRI cameras. But and then red used to be like a little bit lower, and then but the Black Magic, what you get for the price of them, it's like it looks like film. It looks like Hollywood,
Hmm.
pretty much, and it's
Can we?
also like it's like 1.5k euros, and then you have to buy lenses and stuff. But it's really
This
affordable.
is what I'm looking at. The Sony A7, right? Mark
Yeah,
III or Mark II. You can get a. So I have so many 1970s, 1980s lenses for Pentax. This one is like a. I think it's like a $3,000 lens if you have a Canon. It's an f1.2. Anyway, it's like a $3,000 lens if you had a Canon camera. But I
yeah.
found this for 40 euros from Pentax, and I've always shot in Pentax, but Pentax don't do very good video cameras as far as I can see. At least they anyway. But seemingly you can get a Sony A7 and connect a lens converter onto these K-mount lenses, and I really want to go there. I mean, it's a matter of money. I just don't spend money on equipment. I don't buy. I've one GoPro 7. I had a Hero 3 Black before that.
Yeah.
I have this Pentax. I use my phone. Um, I just try and get by, but I'd
It's
love to see,
it's the
like
same.
it's €2,000 for a Sony A7 body only, new. I just want
Yeah,
to do it one
exactly.
more time.
That's the thing. You only get like the body of a camera, then you have to buy all the accessories.
I have this camera here. This is my wedding camera. This is K20 K20D by Pentax. This thing, you could switch it to a thing called TV. I figured this out, and you could set the aperture. So I could set the aperture to 7, right? Stick a
Yeah,
flash on it, go around the whole day, and it would work out everything. Like sharpness is built behind aperture. As far as I'm my experience,
yeah,
if you
sure.
want something sharp, you have to have a high aperture. You have a low aperture, you're not going to get sharpness, define things. It depends on different lenses, but for a lens, say an 18 to 55, something like that,
For me,
you're going to
from
get
the
good results from high aperture. So
yeah
I used to tell this camera set to stay on high aperture, and it would work out. I'd let its computer work out the rest
yeah
of the light, and I found that's those sorts of settings. It's like somebody taking away all this manual calculations that you had to make every time you left a church. I'd be getting 6 white photographs before I'd notice. I'd be like, "Oh my god, I've come outside. I'm outdoors." Whereas TV was giving me this thing where I was like, even when I came outdoors, it would make the calculation for it. Wow, it's way too bright right here.
yeah.
It's way too bright. That's
But I always love too bright because then you have more options. Too dark is and aperture coming from the 3D world, fake world. That's more about the depth of the
depth of
focus.
field. Yeah,
Yeah.
focal length.
So yeah, but sure, I get it actually, and I want to get back more into
Can we
actually
just
filming.
can we go back to that computer question from what's his name, Rooney? I just missed another one. Another one just came up there. But can we just go back to that
Yeah.
computer question for 1 second?
Oh,
So
well, here's a new one.
you need to
That's
have a lightning computer. I want to get back
yeah,
into my art and music more. When I used to draw digitally, I used the iMac Pro. If you're used to an iMac or working in a Mac, you should stay in a Mac environment. Simple as.
yeah.
The programs are still the same. Photoshop's the same, PC or Mac. If you're used to that environment, you stay in that environment.
It's not bad.
No,
I'm never gonna say it's bad because I know it's good. But if you're on a budget, PC is gonna give
it,
you the same for a lower price.
yeah,
Especially if you can put it together yourself.
and you could probably get better than a Mac for the same
Yeah,
price as a Mac in a PC environment. Yeah.
yeah,
But what are you gonna like? It's only time. All the money you spend on a computer is all to do with how much time you wait for something. Realistically, how much time you wait for a render to happen. And did
yeah.
you see that with what was the Google 3D software that came out? What was it called? SketchUp? Or did Google buy SketchUp?
I
SketchUp
don't
only
know who
works well.
owns it, but there are SketchUp and there's also another one, Sketchfab.
So you could throw a huge machine at SketchUp, right? This is
Yeah,
my understanding. I researched this for a while because I used to build these AutoCAD machines and stuff like this. You can throw a huge machine at SketchUp, and it still sits there just going, uh, uh. 2 days later, or well, 8 hours later, it's still producing the same thing. And what I found out about it was how many cores it uses. Anyway, I'm
Oh,
not gonna talk about it because I was never 100% sure on it, but it looked to me like it only used one core. So if you had 6 cores in a computer, 8 cores in a computer, it was only processing using one. You give it more
okay.
RAM, it's happier. I want to use Logic Pro, but that's non-existent on PC. What is Logic Pro? This is the painting program, is it?
Oh, is it? That's kind of
Hmm.
cool.
Let's
I
Google it.
like painting too.
What is Logic Pro? Hang on, you're just
Yeah.
gonna look at my keyboard here for a second.
Those are some Halloweeny
That's
colored
the music
things.
production software. Is that right? Logic Pro.
Sorry, I was talking. Say again.
Multi-track program. It's a multi-track sound engineering program. Logic Pro.
Sound. Yeah, Mac has always been great at music and sounds and stuff. But I think most of that stuff is on PC too, and then you can also buy like cards for PC all the time and just put in there, even for music and sound. So I don't know. It's not bad again, but yeah, it's costly.
True. Right. Can we pause for 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes?
No, just for 5 minutes.
Are you gonna stay here? You're gonna chat away?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay here and chat away.
Does
And I'm
anybody
gonna
mind?
invite.
Does
I
anybody
don't think
mind being?
anyone's gonna join, but I'm gonna put the link up.
Okay. I'm gonna get a cheese sandwich. Is that okay?
Yeah, you should definitely get a
I should be
cheese
probably
sandwich.
able to hear you at the same time. We'll see. So, can I use your real name when we're talking here?
Yeah, sure.
All right, David. See you in a minute.
I'm just writing the URL now if you want to join. I would join, but I'm about to give my fingers a workout today. Ah, that's true. So it's on like 10 o'clock Swedish time, I think. 9 o'clock your time, or is it gonna be later? Do you know, random goon, or are you just gonna wing it? Yes, sir. I think that's affirmative on the first on the suggestion that it's 10 o'clock British time and 9 o'clock British time. I'm just confusing myself now. I should just stop talking. But I always also have my notes. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna show some other stuff. Some render I did. I'm just gonna change the screen here. I don't know if it's interesting in Adobe Premiere, which I usually use that just put shit together and then I add music to it. And then I use After Effects mostly to color grade and compositing and all that stuff. That sometimes it's like 10 or more passes. I can render out the shadow pass. And yeah, just have adjustment layers and stuff. We learned how to use Nuke for that. But the thing is that costs money. That's the big thing. And sure, After Effects costs money too, but you can get that. And I do have a student license for all the Adobe products. So it's all legal, actually. But Nuke, I couldn't get legal or illegal. So I went with the After Effects thingy. So let's see if I can bring back my screen. Oh, maybe just me on the screen. Woohoo. So this is just something I'm playing around with. A render. Trying to learn Unreal Engine. I could do this look a lot better in other softwares. And also, I haven't cleaned up the motion capture or anything. And I don't know if I removed it, but it's gonna bug out like crazy soonish. Yeah, it's Unreal 5, 5.3. There's a new one, 5.1. Yeah, you can see the crazy car. And then here soon it's gonna be mayhem. Yeah, that dude. So I have some stuff to work out with Unreal Engine. No, you're back.
I'm back.
You look more ready than ever.
We should have a music break. Can we have a music break?
I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to play sound through this stupid system. Oh, I wish Steve was still here. He probably knows. Maybe I need to buy the pro version of StreamYard. But I don't buy shit.
There's a YouTube channel called Dark Wave that has all this synth music from the 70s. Beautiful stuff. Some of the playlists are just beautiful.
Oh, we got a visitor here for the room. Should we bring him in?
Absolutely.
Let's try it. Hello, McGrand.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Or is it? Okay, we can sort that out to begin with. Is it MC Grand? Is it McGrand or Grandee?
How's the voice? You hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Can you hear us?
Oh, yeah. How are you guys? Good to see you there, Higgins.
Yeah, I was asking you a question. How do we pronounce your name, sir?
I say McGrand.
McGrand, yeah. So it's not MC Grand, which would be a pretty cool DJ name.
Yeah, I'm not a rapper.
Yeah.
How's the weather? Look at your skin. You just the last time I saw you was on
it's toasty,
smoking with Steve, and you were like, you had a full-on, absolutely beautiful tan, I have to say.
There, okay.
There you go. Good to see you.
You know what? I put it in the chat. Apparently, you couldn't read the chat, but I did a 40-mile bike ride today.
Nice.
And the weather here is far different from you guys. It's like now it's changing. It's like 70 in the morning, 72, and then it gets up to like 87, 90 during the day.
What's that in?
You hug the shade. You know what I mean?
What's that in Celsius, approximately?
What, 80?
I'm gonna look it up.
Well, I'll do the conversion. Let's see.
Let's make some tea.
No, I'm gonna look it up. Come on.
So
I can
it's gonna be
relate.
like
It's
gonna be like
26.66 is 80.
20
Well,
degrees,
that's
22.
80 degrees Fahrenheit is 26.66 Celsius.
Yeah, so
that's like
22.
above room temperature.
Well, that's 80. But it's normally like 86, 87. Depending, like right now, it's late in the afternoon. So my
Yeah.
car was 103 the other day, and it had a car cover on it too. But sitting out
Yeah,
in the sunlight,
yeah. I live in Sweden, so here the temperature is pretty much zero, and also it's outside, which
Yeah.
is very close from here. It's dark and full of terrors.
Yeah, you guys really up there. You get the full effect of the seasons. You get the super short days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With us, it's pretty. We lose an hour here on either end, so
it's
nice.
it's dark when I go to work, and it's dark when I go home.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah,
and it's maybe a little bit less here in Ireland. It's towards December, it gets really bad. Like maybe 9 in the morning, it's bright, and 4 p.m. it's dark.
Wow.
Yeah. During between, like we've in Ireland, we look at it like we've got 6 months of nice weather and 6 months of really like what you'd call tropical rainstorms, freezing cold. Yeah. 22 degrees. I remember waking up in San Diego, getting out of bed and going, oh my God, I don't have any pains. I have no pains. And I walked outside. It was the middle of the night. The doors were open. It was at the beach. I walked outside and I looked at the temperature and it was like 22 degrees. And I dialed into my house back in Ireland and I set my temperature to 22 degrees. I was like, this is the temperature where you don't have pains. Because you get used to lower temperatures. You get used to lower and lower. You could get used to 18 degrees Celsius or 50 or 60 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
You could get used to it, but is it good for you is another thing.
That's the thing, talking like a guy getting older, and this is really boring, but I have to say I realized that when I was younger I loved summers, hot summers. Now that I'm at this age and health wise, I love the cold because I can adjust it. And I kind of hate when it's really hot days because the summers have become hotter and hotter, and I can't stand it and everything. You're talking about pain. That adds a level of pain.
What's neat about where I live is it's close to a mom and pop area for hotels, and so what happens is obviously they're less expensive, even though they're only 5 or 20 steps to the beach. You know what I mean? So we get a lot of European tourists, and one of the the grocery stores I go to, it's an odyssey to go shopping because you get pretty good at recognizing people by the clothing, or you'll see 2 blonde-haired people with 5 blonde-haired children, and it's like, it's like, it's the homogeneous aspect. America's so diversified, you see everything, but when you see those kinds of things, it's interesting. But they come here for the heat, and they come during the summer too, even when it's super hot here because it's less expensive.
The heat. What I don't get is older people love the heat.
Yeah.
Like it's like stereotypical that people move to Florida when they get old.
Yeah.
Because it's hot.
And they don't turn their air conditioners on either.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the cold more and more the older I get.
I like it cool too. But we pray for the winters. The winters here are very mild. So, on a rare occasion, 40 degrees, 50 degrees. But early morning.
But
typically.
honestly, I do have a lot of flubber on my body, so maybe that's what's
helps too.
heating me up. Yeah.
I used to when I was younger.
Why
I
are we
used
talking about the weather all the time?
Well, because that's across the board conversation item. You can always talk about the weather. That's what you
No,
talk
I
about while
hate
you're
it.
looking at the
That's
stuff in the
why
elevator
I
with the
chose
next
the
guy.
back seat in taxis, actually.
God, I can't
Okay,
tell you the last
explain
time I
this.
was in a taxi.
What do you mean you choose the back seat of the taxi? Why?
Because I don't want to talk about the weather.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Or the previous night's soccer game, because I didn't watch it. But I've learned how to pretend. Like I say, well, I actually think the right team won. And they go, yeah, I agree. Or they're going to say, yeah, maybe you're right, actually. It doesn't matter what happened in the game. I have so many cliches I can throw at them. That's gonna sound like I watched it. I don't like soccer.
Used to work for FIFA. It's the World Soccer governing body, and this is 1994. They wanted to translate the FIFA coaching manual into like PowerPoint presentations, if you can imagine. Yeah, multimedia when it came out in 1995.
Yeah.
And I watched so much of this stuff. The flatback four, all these defensive formulas that they'd use. I watched so much of this stuff that when I'd sit down with my friends and they'd be watching a football game, I'd be spotting somebody who's offside. I couldn't be up for either team, and it totally destroyed my ability to sit with my friends or whatever, because I'd ruin the game. I'd be like, no, they're offside. They're on the wrong side.
But are any of you guys soccer fans?
I used to be, but I still like soccer. I like the World Cup. I remember USA 90, or was it 98? Was in USA? Was it?
No.
USA came to the quarterfinals and
That was actually a good one. Sweden went very far that year, and I was
98.
abroad. Yeah, and I was abroad on vacation, and it was just an awesome time. We were watching it on the beach at night, so it was dark and warm weather, which I liked when I was younger. Everyone had beers, and someone had fixed up a TV on the beach at dark. Yeah, watching soccer, and just everyone was having a blast.
And Ireland's World Cup was 1990. That's a long time ago. Like, what's that? Is that 30 years? No, it's not. Is it 20? 19? It's 30. Yeah, it's 30 years. It's a long time.
It's 32 years. It's not
shit. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Getting old. Oh well. Let it go. Your camera looks really good, my grand.
Yeah, you have the best camera in the lands, as they say down at the old Five and Dime.
Let's see what it is.
You really need a glass, Duke.
Yeah, but I've realized something a few years back, that I'm gonna make it comfortable for me, and I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I like.
I don't. Wow, it reversed it. I thought it would come out backwards.
Yeah, that's good.
$70.
Yeah.
It's, from what I hear, it's old. It's an old model, but I bought it new. But
yeah, I think my webcam.
My earphones are like $29. So
it's all clear. It's all clear.
Mine isn't clear.
Yours is really bad.
Yeah, it's like 360.
I like the way it's offset as well. Like you talk to everyone like this.
Yeah, he's offset. Almost like Mike Wallace on 60 Minutes.
Hang on, I'll try and get to the same size. I'll try and get to the same size as you. There we go. Yeah, like Then we do offset.
The problem is you have to Duke your monitor his monitor is off center.
Yeah, he's on the second monitor.
My camera is right below my screen. So
Yeah,
and
but
I'm
I
sitting
think
back. Mine's on a TV. I see you having problems. Smiggins reading the quotes.
I think
so
my
I know you're on a
charming,
laptop.
I think my charming
I'm on a laptop.
personality overtops
I did try to go PC and a new camera during COVID-19. Webcams were like gold dust, and we had to get quite inventive. I work in IT, and everybody wanted Plantronics headsets, webcams, whatever. And I ended up selling my webcam. I was like, right, here's my webcam. And then I got to the point where I was dreaming up part numbers to try and hack websites so that I could get more webcams. But one of my customers gave me a Logitech webcam 2 days ago. I tried to get it working tonight. Couldn't get it working. So we're on laptop. So I'm on Fuzzy Me. Fuzzy Me.
Yeah, this came without controls, but I looked it up and there's a you can download the controls on a separate whatever you call it. You
have you seen Snapcam? Have you seen?
No,
Snapcam?
don't start with that.
Oh, please, can I just?
Okay.
Let's see if it works.
I think you have some wacky in your tobacco.
I've broken it.
Yeah.
I've broken it. You can make yourself into potato with the Snapcam filters. I particularly like potatoes, because I'm from Ireland.
I like potatoes.
But do you really like potatoes? Or do you feel obligated?
Today. No, potatoes are great, man, because I like to throw them in the oven, make about 10 baked potatoes. And you should call this for the rest of the week. You can have them for breakfast. You can have home fries. You can have them with beans later on. It's just so versatile.
A bit of butter.
Bacon went down. How's the price of bacon over there, guys? Oof, it's been killing us over here. The price just dropped significantly.
Yeah, we have weird prices here. I have to tell you, something is just really expensive, like milk. But then we have like pork tenderloin. Yeah. I got for like $2 per pound. It was really cheap.
Yeah,
so that was nice.
They just had a sale here for tenderloin too, 2 for $1. See what it is? It's the shelf life. That's why I've been waiting them out, going down the bacon aisle, just watching. And all of a sudden the price broke, and I was talking to the guy. He goes, "Yeah," he says, "too many pigs." I'm like, finally.
We have more cattle in Ireland, cows, than people. It was like 17 million cows. There's 4 million people. I'm not sure the statistics on pigs, but we certainly. I mean, when they came here for the first time, when the people from Spain and Greece came to Ireland for the first time, the first thing they did was grab a piece of turf and go home with it, a piece of grass, and go home with it and go, look what we found. We found this promised land where we can grow cows and pigs. And that's one of our biggest exports. Software was another big export, but one of Ireland's biggest exports, I suppose, is beef to different parts of the world.
Are they Longhorns?
No, you've got all different types now coming into Ireland, but they would be Frisian, I suppose, black and white cows or brown cows.
I was over in Ireland when the mad cow disease was
oh God, how awful.
What
interesting
year was
concept.
That?
Ireland dealt with that really well. So when they noticed that they used to incinerate all the herd, the entire herd.
Yeah, but it's even the soil.
But can I finish my stupid story?
Yeah, go. Go.
One thing that I thought was, it's not funny, but it's kind of funny. I actually, because I'm such a stupid tourist, I went to McDonald's in Ireland and I had a real hard time understanding actually what the cashier was saying, because that was thick Irish accent. I've never heard in movies or TV. So they
Yeah.
can bring it on. But anyway, the McPork,
Okay.
because of the mad cow disease, they didn't have sell any beef.
Okay.
Wasn't that extremely hilarious that they had a McPork?
I don't actually remember that. I still remember having a roast beef every Sunday when that was going on. I think the difference. One of the stories that I heard was the difference between Ireland and England was when they noticed mad cow in England in the herd, they destroyed the herd, but they mixed it back up into the feed.
Oh God!
And then they were eating it. So you could say grass. It was in the grass or it was in the soil. It wasn't. It was in the feed, and it was the ground up brains and bone meal. Bone meal was a type of food that they processed for cows to eat. But in Ireland, they just incinerated the whole herd. So they didn't have this kind of going back in. That's where it came from. That's where mad cow disease came from, was the brains being processed, and they were eating their own brains and stuff like this. Where they think it came from, but
well, it's a prion that, if I remember correctly, it's very difficult to destroy.
So, but also it didn't
scary
really.
Times, though.
Yeah, but it didn't really spread as anyone expected, and especially not to humans. I think there were like 2-3 fatalities.
Well, and, I know of a guy. One of my friends' fathers, died of that illness.
Really? Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I don't remember how it was reported. But here it was reported like it was like 3 people who died from it. And then you have like, people don't know the fatalities of other stuff, like 8 people every year in our country die from the TV exploding. So it's like...
Well, it's interesting, one of the things that, I don't know if it's halal meat or it has to be killed in a certain way. So one of the export places that we sent to in Ireland was the Middle East, and they had to be dispatched in a particular way. I think it was like a cylinder. Anyway, it's horrible to talk about, but
no,
they bleed them out.
But I think because of those controls that they had in place, it's interesting, because of those controls they had in place, it didn't affect Ireland as much. Anyway, meat is an interesting topic. All right, good luck.
I'll see you tonight, maybe. Why don't you guys show up over at Steve's?
Yeah, cheers.
You never know. Good to see you, man.
Take care.
Same here.
So it didn't affect Ireland.
Hey, listen, I don't know much about it, to be quite honest with you. So.
Yeah, that was a weird subject. Mad cow chapter.
Hearing it in the third person a lot of the time. Okay.
Yeah. I do have some talking points, but you don't seem that energized. So maybe we should.
I slept for 5 hours 44 minutes last night.
Yeah.
And the night before last, I was camping, and I slept for about 5 hours, and then I woke up, and then I slept for another 2 hours, and then I woke up. Got you on in the background.
Yeah, we're better in the background, I think.
It's like what is it called? It's like a podcast. Go on.
No, like radio. radio. I have a yeah.
What's your other points?
I don't know. Actually, it's just a mess. I was trying to organize it, or I was going to organize it, but I never did. So
All right,
now
well,
it's
look,
just like I wrote down some words that I thought, well, I'm gonna understand what the hell I mean, and now I don't.
yeah.
But I had this really weird, dumb idea for a game. Like, have you played Flappy Bird? I think it's called, because I haven't.
No.
That's not a good example, then. But like some other really casual game,
There's a game called Angry Birds. Have you ever heard of that
yeah.
game?
But I was
Angular
going for the
velocity stuff.
extremely simple game where the gameplay is extremely simple. And I was thinking,
Pitfall. That was a great game.
yeah, that's
Pitfall
true.
and Digger. Do you remember Digger?
Yeah, was
You ever remember
Digger
Digger?
really fun? That's Popcorn. No, that was the Penguin game.
Yeah, so Digger was this maze with gold bags and ghosts. chasing
Yeah,
you. A lot
exactly.
like,
It was really, really fun.
yeah.
I love Digger. Yeah,
Pitfall was a very basic PC game where you were traveling.
I know. Yes.
Through this thing.
And the most amazing thing was you could jump up and take the kind of rope thingy, and you had to release it.
I think there was another Pitfall, but the original Pitfall was really, really basic. It was like it was written in DOS almost.
Yeah, you just jumped over stuff.
It sounds like
basically.
Prince of Persia is what you're talking about. Do you remember Prince of Persia?
No, yeah, but you're jumping ahead. Okay, maybe it was Pitfall 2 where you could because the first Pitfall you just jumped over things, right? Or you could fall down into pits.
That's not my Pitfall. No.
Oh, okay, we're gonna freaking Google
86, 88. Look up, go Google 1986 Pitfall PC. Here, I'll do it as well.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm gonna put it on screen here too. Okay, now I left you out. Here.
1986 Pitfall PC.
What the hell? Now I'm
it's never
creating a remote control. Okay, this is stupid, but anyway. YouTube Pitfall gameplay videos. Can't get more basic than two.
Yeah, no, I've seen this, but look at this. This is Atari.
You can hear the sound, right?
Pre 86, yeah.
But you can't hear the sound I'm hearing from the game, right?
I can.
You see, he's jumping on the damn thingy.
Yeah. Well, I had a different Pitfall game.
Yeah.
Look at Pitfall PC 1986.
No, you're just talking crazy. I was right, damn it. I'm gonna dwell on that.
Dwell away.
And according to McGrand, we have thousands of viewers on our recordings. So that's good. They're gonna say that I was right. But you can't hear, right?
I think I can.
It's like a do it. Can you hear it? Okay.
No.
How can you not know if you're hearing? Are you hearing this?
Look up Digger. Look up Digger.
Can you hear the sound?
No, can't hear it.
Okay.
Look up Digger. Digger.
What did he
computer
say?
game.
Say again.
Digger, Digger.
Yeah.
D for
Digger
Delta.
play
PC.
game? Yeah.
It's the second or third one. The third one, maybe.
Should I go back? IBM, that's really old school.
Yeah.
No, we do.
It's,
Sorry.
it's
We
almost
do the
about the
DOS.
same. Yeah, that's it. That is it. Jesus.
Oh, they
Those were
did
the days.
have popcorn on it too.
Yeah, those were the days.
It's the popcorn music playing.
I don't ever remember
Oh, I
being able
remember
to
Boulder Dash. I loved Boulder Dash. Did you play it?
Don't remember it. I know the name. I've heard the name.
Was it together?
God, that game, Digger.
It was similar, but you also had those
Oh yeah.
amoebas. And you wanted to get those and not get the falling rock on you.
Mm. Yeah, very similar.
Yeah, and yeah, those squares there, they went out. You set them free, and they will go out, and they would transform a rock into. Yeah, it was good. The logic was good.
There was another game, Elite, ELITE.
Yeah, where you went around on the stupid planet for
Space
hours.
stations. Space stations. And it was wireframe. That was the very first kind of virtual reality wireframe that was ever built. Was Elite. Well, maybe the first one that I remember anyway. There it is, number 2.
Yeah, I played it too, but I was too stupid for it. It went over my head.
Wow. that started from a tape. You'd have to put a tape in and put in
Yeah,
the tape to program the computer. Like a cassette tape.
yeah.
And then
I
you
had
had to
tons of.
line up on a space station and rotate the craft to line in. Fantastic. There's a memory right there.
Yeah, and I actually finished this game, and it was not easy, and apparently it's difficult. Okay, C64.
A lot of people would remember Doom. Doom was when computer games. So all
Yeah,
these games are before Doom.
Fast,
And
but Doom 2 was so much better because you could multiplay it. I don't
yeah,
have
I
the.
mean, but Doom was the start of computers really coming into everyone's house. It wasn't just for doing your accounting or. I mean, we were black and amber screens up until I don't know what
Yeah,
year it was. When did it wasn't VGA? What was CGA? Then so
yeah.
you had monochrome, then CGA.
Wolfenstein was before Doom, but Doom was such a huge step.
True,
Uh,
true.
yeah,
Wolfenstein was very big. Yeah, that was probably the start, the real start. Yeah,
I remember this looking a lot better, and I don't think I'm
never
wrong.
seen
I don't
this.
think this is C64. No, this looks a bit, but it wasn't a gray background. What the hell?
There was a game on Commodore 64 called was it 1942?
Was it the fly plane game?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. 2D flying along a map, going
yeah,
vertical.
I love that game.
Holy shit! It was 40 years since I saw that.
Oh, we got the new private dating chat.
Sadly.
How do they find me?
Cookies.
Yeah, but it's kind of repetitive.
Wow. My God. I remember where I was playing that. We used to play that on somebody's, you know, when you go up the stairs in somebody's house, but you wouldn't go into their bedroom. In the house where I played that, they would play it on the upstairs part before you go into any bedroom. They called it the landing. That's what it was called in Ireland. It was called the landing when you went upstairs. And for some reason, they had their Commodore 64. This was an extra room in their house. Was when you went upstairs before you went into any bedroom or bathroom. They had the computer set up there. And
That
that's where
sounds
I remember.
awesome.
I know,
We
yeah.
didn't have
Who
it.
would have ever thought, you know?
Yeah.
That's the last time I saw that game.
But anyway, I was thinking doing something simple like this or Pitfall or something.
There must be the original.
But
the
no,
original
can I
version.
just say my
Oh, yeah.
idea?
Yeah.
And then put like a linear narration story to it. And a ton of cinematics. So like every level is like really heavy
Oh,
on
yeah,
story,
yeah.
but the game is extremely simple. It could be a combination of a few of
Yeah.
these.
I mean, because that was
You
your
could,
imagination when you were a
and it
kid.
could,
You
yeah, and it
that
could
imagination.
even be like what's it called even nowadays? Live video, like real actors and stuff.
You remember when you'd look at the picture on the box
Yeah,
of the game and you go, oh my God, it's an imaginary world. It's going to be amazing. And then you
yeah.
got this. This is what you got. You know, you got like green hexagons with a red plane with an alternating white and black propeller to make it look like it's moving.
Yeah, yeah. What house of some not H.P. Lovecraft. Who's the other guy? Who's the other guy? Maybe it was House of Usher. This was a really strange game. Did you ever play it? No, maybe
No.
it was.
No.
Oh, Revenge of Montezuma. Do you remember that one? Yeah, maybe you didn't even have a
It's very
season.
like it's like very like Prince of Persia, the first one.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't go into all of this, but it's kind of fun to
No,
see.
it's actually quite fun to go back to.
Yeah. But I'm removed. I don't know why I'm doing this way. Because
Can we look up one game? One
yeah,
game I haven't seen in I'd say since the early 90s. It was called F117A Stealth Fighter.
yeah, I'm
You
just
used
gonna
that.
say I'm gonna redo this better, so I don't because choking my thingy. What the hell is going on here?
My eyes are stinging. I think it's like fungus in the ground when you're camping. You get it in your eyes, and your eyes water for like 2 days afterwards. But whatever's in this fungus, it makes you happy. It makes you sing. It makes you happy. So I
That's
can't
good
complain.
fungus, man.
Yeah, I found fly archaic. Have you ever heard of this fungus? It's called a fly archaic. There's a reason they call it fly, by the way. But it's like the history of Christmas. This particular fungus. Do you like my friend made me this?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So fly archaic is a red and white fungus, um, and you see it in Mario Kart a lot. And in Mario Kart, it makes you bigger or smaller when you run into this particular mushroom. It makes you shrink really small. And actually, one of the side effects of consuming this mushroom is the size of things is what's the word for it? Distorted. So you could have big hands and small. Something small, something in your hand looks tiny. But that's where Mario Kart got it from. It's kind of the origins of Christmas. I've never been that interested in them, but I see them when I'm out in the mountains. These fly archaic.
That's crazy. What was the game?
Oh look, okay, this is the last one. I think it was
Yeah.
called F117A. Stealth fighter
F11
7A.
7A.
Stealth
Want
fighter.
to see.
I don't think it was on Commodore 64. Maybe
Does
it
any
was.
of it?
Microprose, 1991. They're the second one. The second one
Okay.
there. So you had to fly at like 200 feet or 120 meters for 4 hours to do your mission. You had like a secondary and a primary and a
Yeah.
secondary. And they would launch SAMs at you if you went over 120 meters. So it was very like elite that you had to fly at 120 meters and really slow for the entire mission, which meant you were flying manual because autopilot didn't work below 400 meters or something like this.
Oh, there was one game with a stupid name. It came later. It was really dumb.
Oh, look, it's a
Terminal
cave way. You've got
Velocity game.
Yes, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Did you play that? Because that was actually pretty good. You could use real tactics. Yeah, this is the one. You could fly because I did my military service in the no, not the Air Force, the opposite, the one who shoots down airplanes.
Okay.
So we learned how they do it.
Wow.
So you could fly up and then swirl your plane and look it down and then go down in straight. They didn't, take into account the position of the sun and stuff, which was actually a thing back then. Because back then, before all this high-tech stuff, if you come in with a plane or a helicopter, helicopters are really difficult to take down. If you have the sun in your back, you're kind of golden. Nobody sees shit.
Wow.
But this is in the tunnel. What the hell? I remember it as being,
Wow.
yeah. What the hell? But this was later, of course. A lot later. Yeah, I remember that.
There was another game where you flew along and you had, it was like a rocket. I forget what it was called. It's pretty old now. It probably might be 87, 86. You could drop bombs out of the craft and you were flying sideways. Oh, those are the memories.
Yeah. But Mario Kart was one up there. Did you play it a lot?
Not really. No, not really.
But
I was probably into Doom 3 at that stage. Like, Doom was just like, that was such a crazy time. I remember just being scared out of my wits, sitting in my bedroom playing the likes of Doom. It was just, you'd literally jump out of your seat when something would come out of the There's Doom there. Yeah, lighting effects. I mean,
Yeah.
if you had all the lights off in your room and you were watching Doom 3, playing Doom 3, you were in another world.
Yeah, you had your headphones on, and if
You were
someone
in
tapped
another
you on
world.
the shoulder, you died for like 4 seconds. I didn't play this much. I played Doom 2, but that was like a decade earlier.
Mm.
And we put up our computers with the cables and stuff.
Yeah, network cables.
Yeah. We had a double twisted network cable.
BNC networks, where you had a termination on one end, and you had a coaxial cable, a T-piece, and you.
Well, it was the TP cables, but they were like you had to, if you put one computer direct
Daisy chain.
another, you had to have it like a double twist.
Yeah, and a termination on the end. Did you have those ones? Or is that
I don't
covered?
know. That's about my pay grade. I can't yawn, man. Maybe we should end it.
I'm gone, man. I'm done.
Yeah, I was up really early too this morning. Like
It's up at like 5. I was making a video. Here, go to my YouTube there and stick on the video of my camping. Did you see? Oh, no, you saw it already.
you can
That's
paste
right.
in the link. I did see it, and it was awesome. It was from your camping.
I woke up at like 5 this morning. The bins were being blown over. The dust bins were being blown over by the wind. And thankfully, I made something out of paracord and what's it called? Bungee cord. I made a thing that closes over the lid. And all I heard about 4:30, 5 o'clock, all I heard was the wind picking up and the bin flying over. And I was like, I just ran downstairs to try and save the bin. And it was already saved. But I got up at that stage and then started editing a video at like whatever, 5:30, 6 o'clock. Between 6 and 8, I was editing. So
Yeah.
I am spent. So
I had my alarm at 6 o'clock, but I got up at 5:30. And then I went straight to my computer and put on remote. Is that the dog? Oh, that's awesome.
Hello, monster. You all right? Do you want to get up on the window? Where do you want to go? To bed? Go on, get down. Where's David?
How the hell do I wanted to...
Hello. You good boy. Sit. Relax. Where are you going? You're getting up on the window. Who wants to get up on the window? No. Go into the bed. Oh my god, he's like a little horse. He's like a mini horse.
No, he's awesome.
Good one. Zara. Hello. Oh. Zara, come here. Stop getting up on the chair. Zara, come here. What are you doing? You're going to break something. Where are you going? Do you want to get up on the window?
I want to do what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm going to get the other one. It's your time to shine. Remember everything I've taught you. Here he comes. He's coming in.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Here goes the computer. Computer says no. Now. Say hello.
I'm gonna do this again. Oh, yeah, really cute doggos.
She's the cutest. Aren't you? Girl?
How old is she?
We don't know. We rescued her when my other dog was passing away, so we got her, and we think she's about 12.
Yeah.
She can still climb hills, though. She's still pretty good. She might try to go home with other people who are going down the hills sometimes. She's like, "Oh, where are you going? Are you going downstairs?" Anyway, that's Sarah. You happy? You happy? Go on down. All right, brother.
Yeah, I can't end it better than with a dog. So, yeah, and I like that it's over 2 hours. Hopefully, nobody's gonna watch it. So we'll end it on an awesome note, and you have a great weekend, I hope.
You too. Have a good weekend. Say hello to everyone for me.
Cheers, and see
Take care.
you and
Bye.
broadcast.
Bye.